I think we're live. Chat. Are we live?
What's going on, rap cells? What's up?
Yep, we're live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful December 4th, 2025. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. We're joined by, of course, Real Texan Politics, Mr. Tyrone, and Mr. Luke.
It is a solid 13 degrees Fahrenheit in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's very cold that part of the state. So we have a lot to talk.
In this part of the Midwest, yeah.
We have a lot to talk about today, everybody. A lot to get into. We got to talk about Trump's approval. Got to talk about the endorsements in Texas. Got to talk about immigration raids in Minneapolis, New Orleans. A lot of stuff's going on in the world. And before we get into today's stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. And of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns or want to support the channel even further, the best way is sending super chats. Yep, sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. Sedan for 2. Trump needs to go after Johnson and Thune more. We'll get to that a little bit because there's some big news on the House today.
Again, follow at Real Political Data on Twitter and unfollow at Carbo Al on Twitter.
Oh, jeez.
I'm kidding. You can get it. We like Al Carbo, but he's easy to make.
Spikes has been a member for 28 months. Latest American Politics. Also joined Luke's Discord. Yeah, I'm always late. Okay, so
okay, that I wouldn't recommend that. Discord's a shit fest. Okay, Tyrone left it, so that should tell you all you need to know. It's a shit fest. It is an absolute shit fest.
Okay, let's get into this, guys. So we have a lot to talk about today. It's gonna be a very busy day. So
if people want a link, though, just DM me on Twitter. I'll give you guys the link.
So, okay, I don't know what we should start with because it's a very, very busy day.
What? Let's start out with have y'all been paying attention to Spotify Wrapped?
What?
Have y'all seen what happened with Spotify Wrapped?
No.
Yeah. They said age is just a number.
What?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Before they told you what your listening age is, they said, "Don't be offended. Age is just a number."
Oh my! Really? Are you serious?
I'm serious. Yeah.
Okay, American Nerd for 5. I know that Tennessee special was kind of disappointing, but it was kind of expected since a low turnout race.
I did some
taking a W no matter what, how small.
I did some looking into it. It wasn't that bad. The electorate was pretty blue compared to how the seat usually. None of this was due to persuasion. Would also like to point out Trump only won that district by 15 back in 2020.
Yeah.
And Van Epps actually did better than Trump did in 2020 in the suburban part of the district. So it wasn't
funny how that
horrible.
Works.
And here's the thing too. The electorate, even compared to 2020, was like 5 points bluer. So this is what happened. Dems turned out, and I can't really see Dems turning out at like bigger levels than this in the midterms. Dems are hitting their ceiling consistently for turnout. Republicans aren't, which means we're going to be, when next year comes around, the gain turnout is probably going to benefit us. So I think people need to stop dooming. Like, she's running again, and this district, Van Epps will beat her in this district next year probably by 15 to 20. Probably, maybe even over 20.
So I got
Oh, by the way.
Good Lord. What? What?
What do you call it? Darren said he's not running in Texas. He's running for California's 48.
Yeah, so okay, I got the results polls for Tennessee. I made a video on this yesterday, but like I said, it was a very mixed election for both sides because on one hand, yes, it's not good Republicans did this bad, but like Luke was bringing up, you look at the precinct numbers, we're getting some results early on. It really looks like Democrats kind of hit their ceiling. And they still lost by 9 here. So again, that's not a good result. But Democrats, how much money they spent in this race? Was it like $4 million or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was some crazy amount.
I'll tell you too, high propensity Republicans in the suburbs voted. The problem was rural drop off. So we don't have to worry about that's the thing. When Republicans have suburban bases, which again, where's a state where almost all the Republicans live in the suburbs? New Hampshire. One also has a 50-50 Senate race, it's looking like next year. New Hampshire. So again, that's going to be a race to watch next year because high propensity Republicans. But high propensity voters are going to come out. And I think too, if we focus on the low props, that's got to be the focus next year, getting the low props south.
Well-
If we do that, we will win.
I do
looked
wanna-
at these rural counties in this district. These rural counties saw the biggest blue shift. 2/3 of Kamala's voters came out for Apted Ben. Only 1/3 of Trump's voters came out in these areas.
Yeah, and I
That
want to
was
bring
the
this
problem.
up. I do want to bring this up because, like, we actually saw this with the early vote election day vote. Because for those that don't know, in Tennessee, the election day and early vote are basically identical. They don't really change that much. It's one of those states where it's like a couple points more red for the election day vote, but really it's not that different. Well, you want to know the gap between election day early vote in this district was? You know what the gap was?
What was it?
It was
It
roughly.
was Ryan Cook, Nacogdoches precinct chair levels.
Oh,
Scouts.
jeez. It was roughly a 50-point gap, by the way. It was roughly 50 points. Usually it's like 5 in Tennessee. For some reason, Republicans do pretty good early vote in Tennessee, but in Tennessee, usually it's even. There was a 50-point gap. And you know what changed before Election Day? You know what
No.
changed?
No, I don't. Tell me.
The Republicans actually put effort in the race. And Trump started talking about it on Twitter. And suddenly
That's the thing.
it shifted 50 points.
So this idea that next year, if these Republicans turned out for a random fucking special election in Tennessee, do you really think it's going to be that hard to get more people out for
No.
the midterm elections, which the media is already shaping up to be another presidential year almost? That's the way they're talking about this. They're referring to this like this is a battle for Trump's second term. There's going to be national fucking conventions. This is going to be the most high turnout midterm
since
in recent
early
history.
since early 1900s. It's gonna be.
Yes.
We're talking about.
Even then, those midterms had like 200% turnout in some states.
Yeah,
Like
that's-
they weren't.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. Well, that's elections in the early 1900s. That's how they worked. But
All right, hold up. So, breaking news out of Charlotte. You guys know the guy who beat his dad to death with a pavement, like
Yeah.
a sidewalk paper? Guess what? Guess what he is?
what is he?
Illegal. He's illegal.
Are you
and
serious?
He identifies as white.
Can you pull up the story? Oh, did you pull up the tweet?
I pulled up the tweet, you know.
Oh yeah. Are you serious right now?
I'm actually very serious right now.
I got it right here. From Matt Van Swole, authorities have confirmed that the 19-year-old Charlotte, North Carolina man who beat his uncle to death with a sidewalk paver and then strangled him was an illegal immigrant. And he's also labeled as a white male. Yeah.
I think it's also just because Hispanics and like Arabs are considered white in America.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I forgot which group looked into this, but like they prove like a half the crimes are bullshit. Like they claim it's like white
You
people.
know, we
it's
talked
actually-
about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've still got that. I've still got those tweets bookmarked.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I think
this is a huge
in the
problem.
I think in the census actually Hispanics and Arabs are considered white.
No, they're not.
I'm pretty sure they are actually.
They're separated. American
There's
Earth.
non-white Hispanic and there's white Hispanic.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. American Earth for 5. So the takeaway for the Tennessee special is basically Republicans can't take any elections for granted. Am I correct? Yes. Because the problem with Republicans is they have more voters. They just got these people out to vote. And if they don't, well, you see underperformance. But I really think
A big issue with this is that the Republican Party, unlike the Democratic Party, doesn't actually have that many large financial backers who are willing to get involved in off years. Democrats have an infinite money fucking bell in the form of Silicon Valley that they dump
Yeah.
into every election.
the
Elon Musk, Larry Page, all of the not Larry Page, what's his name? The dude with Oracle. Like all of these big Republican donors only donate in presidential years and sometimes midterms. They don't donate on these off elections because they don't care. It doesn't directly benefit them. That is a major issue. If Republicans want to start winning these off year elections and these like special cases, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to seriously invest into their fucking grassroots because Republican grassroots are dog shit. That is how you make the money so you can get the ads, so you can make the events, so you can actually get people out the vote.
Well, that's the issue. Republicans, like, they're get out the vote operations shit. Let's cut the crap. It's dog shit. Outside of a couple groups that do some decent work, most of the time it's awful. These groups have no clue what they're doing. They have no money. They're ran by incompetent people. And for every like TPUSA in Arizona, you have like 50 organizations that suck. We were thinking Charlie Kirk's absence. Yeah, that's the reason they killed Kirk, by
Like
the way.
Orlando Owens,
No,
his fucking
God.
thing on the north side of Milwaukee.
Oh, I forgot about. Yeah, he started that.
Yeah, he made this. I forgot what it's fucking called. It's like Move the Needle, Project Move the Needle. It's called. It's
Oh,
like,
jeez.
bro.
Jacob Martin for 2. Tennessee proves we could still turn things around with effort. Oh, I agree with that. Like, Tennessee does prove, I mean, this was supposed to be within a point, and within a day, because of one Trump tweet, they were able to shift that Republican. One tweet shifted like 40 points overnight. So, I think we could turn things around. And that's kind of the point of the stream today, because I labeled the stream as, Trump's approval is trending downwards, which it objectively is. Guys, you can be you don't have to be a panicking to say that. I got the real clear polling average pulled up right here. So right now, Trump's approval is -12, which compared to his first term is better. What was his first term at this point? Let's see. Where we at? December. Yeah, December 2017, it was roughly -17. Right now, it is -12. So, yes, it is better. But, guys, does this look good for him? Is it going to be below water by 12 points?
Will said I think his approval in reality is probably closer to like -8. There's a lot of
There's a lot of
questionable
bullshit.
polls in that
Yeah,
average.
freaking Gallup with -24. In no world does 60% of Americans think Trump's bad. Same thing with Reuters. So, it's probably closer to -8, -9.
That would be noticeable. Like, Trump is nowhere near, because Biden's unpopularity was noticeable. You know what I mean? Like, even Dems, were fucking coming out being like, yeah, you despise him.
I do have a theory. What's going on here. My take is, I think a lot of these polls, they are purposely pushing bullshit after Virginia. They had to overcompensate.
Look at Emerson's poll in Tennessee.
Yeah.
They were off by 7. They're deliberately pushing this shit. Look at their Nevada poll. They had Lombardo up 8 with independents, but he was tied. Trump was tied with independents when he won the state by 3 because they're ridiculously oversampling Dems. This is what happened. People are mad that they got Jersey wrong. Not even Virginia. Virginia, they were roughly accurate in. But
It was just for the
Jersey.
AG race they got wrong. But
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, that's the issue what's going on here. A lot of these pollsters, again, both can be true. It is trending downwards. Like, that's not even, how people saying clickbait? I literally tell the truth, his polls are going
I
down.
don't even know if it's necessarily trend, because different polls are saying different things. This is the problem. Polls are all over the fucking place. It wasn't like that in his first term. It wasn't even like that in Biden's term. Trump's second term polls are all over the place. Because Monday we were talking about TIP, which is a pretty accurate pollster. They showed Trump's approval going from -10 last month to -4
Yeah,
now.
that is the thing. And you got even big data, which Barris is saying it's all over. It's -6 for him. So that's why I think it's -8 right now for Trump, which is not. It's still down from a couple months ago. That's just a fact. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull America First Insight because we have a better average. No offense to RCP, but America First Insight we got a better average. Let me pull this up.
By the way, we need to talk about the other elephant in the room today out of Mike Johnson's mouth.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, so right now, America First Insight, which again, I'm a bit biased because I helped make the average and stuff, but it's negative. His worst was -7.5, and that was right after the shutdown. So it's looking like it's -7, -6, oh gosh.
6-7, 6-7.
I did not mean to say that.
6-7.
So, yeah, Trump's approval has gone down. Well, I mean, that's just a fact. But the real question is, and I actually have a couple articles we've written for America First Insight on this. We gotta talk about.
But I'm gonna
Go on.
barring which it looks like. Speaking of that, we can get to this later. Looks like there's a healthcare plan that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that with Mike Johnson.
Yeah, but if that comes out and it's good, how is Trump going to go down? Like, what's going to happen that's going to do his? I mean, the AI bubble potentially. But we
That's the
don't
one
see it.
issue.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
The AI bubble's getting bad, and now like basically it's up to, like if Nvidia falls, it's over. Like the entire economy is
Which
based on
is stupid
Nvidia.
because that would have nothing to do with Trump, but still, people aren't stupid, so they'll say, "Oh, Trump did that."
Well, the problem is all these dumbasses, they put all their eggs in one basket with AI, and they're slowly realizing, oh, this is stupid.
I mean, it could still be averted if people are just like, yeah, maybe we should do this.
No, dude, the AI, dude, shit, like tech is going to be obliterated when the AI bubble pops. Yesterday, Micron one of the three biggest chip producers for DRAM and RAM. DRAM is like your solid state drives and shit that go on your graphics cards. They announced they're just straight up they're not going to the consumer market anymore. They are going entirely enterprise.
If you want to make some money, I'd recommend shorting NVIDIA. Eventually,
NVIDIA is the last stand.
If you short NVIDIA, you might.
Is that sad though?
NVIDIA is gonna get fucking duped.
It's one company holding the entire economy afloat. That's where we're at this point. Because if that falls, it's over. If NVIDIA goes down even a couple percent, it's done. That's the issue with the, and that's what I was saying back in like March. They should have just taken the hit on the economy on purpose. They had the opportunity to do so. Just take the hit for a couple months. Let's see them out of the market. But they freaking Lutnick had to go through do his stupid shit. And now we're in this. Now we're in a big trouble.
Lutnick had to do his stupid ass Liberation Day that no one wanted.
Well, that wasn't the issue. It's just the way they handled themselves after the fact. They kept changing shit, and then they baked everything on the AI bubble.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not good.
Well, that's Laverne Spicer drawing the N-word on the timeline. I'm glad she did it so we don't have to.
What?
I'm putting this in the Discord server. I don't expect you to pull it up on stream.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so I don't know what like. Oh Jesus.
Laverne Spicer, everybody.
Yep, I'm not gonna pull up the stream. But yeah, so Trump's approval, I do want to talk about this for a little bit. So yeah, it is going down. And it is concerning because with the shutdown ending, we saw a temporary spike in his approval. We did see the messaging change a little bit. But my God, why can't this administration be consistent on messaging? Why? What? This is the most frustrating thing ever. It seems like they sometimes get it what's wrong, and they fuck it up. Is it just me? Or does everybody else agree with that?
No, I agree. Also, by the way, we have an endorsement from Trump today.
Yeah, was it Niels?
Trevor Niels.
Yeah, that's the
brother.
All right, American Nerd for two. How does American Nerd for two? How does the AI bubble thing work exactly? Basically, all these companies invest everything in AI, and they realize it slowly. Oh, this is not actually worth it. That Tower could explain better, probably, but that's kind of the gist of it.
What happened? Sorry, I was
American Nerd's asking about the AI bubble. Like, how does it actually work? Like, what's going on?
The AI bubble. It crashed court.
So here's the thing. The AI bubble is the last Hail Mary. So, okay. All of this started when the Normans conquered England. No, I'm kidding. I'm not pulling the Putin. So, the way that the American economy works is we operate off of neoliberal economics, which includes we could just take on infinite debt forever, because that's how the welfare state works. That's how paying for things work in America. You just assume that you're never going to have to pay anything else. We're now at the point where you can no longer deny that you have to pay things off. And this scares people. And the Hail Mary right now with the AI bubble is that AI is going to be able to generate infinite economic growth. If AI were not a thing, the economy would have been stagnant in its growth, less than 1% for the past 3 years.
If
the entire bet with AI is that AI is going to be able to continue economic growth so we can continue the debt machine. And it's literally just not feasible. We lack the energy infrastructure to pay for AI. We lack the rare earth minerals to be able to sustainably produce our own shit, especially since Trump tariffed China. And this is why I said the tariffs were stupid. Trump putting a tariff on China meant China immediately retaliated and meant actually you can't touch our rare earth minerals anymore, which is the reason why a new 2 big hit of RAM cost you fucking an arm and a leg. That's more or less it. We don't have the supply chain or industrial infrastructure or know-how to be able to sustainably produce what is necessary to keep AI growing.
Yeah, I mean, it's unsustainable. It basically it's the last ditch effort for the current economic system. This is always my issue with this. Like, I understand the idea, like, yeah, AI could be a big economic boost, but banking everything on it like we did, and like building these shitty data centers.
The reason they're banking on it is because that's the only fucking reason. That's the only way that they're going to be able to continue the fucking. The moment AI stops being profitable, is the moment everything goes to shit. That's literally the only thing that's allowing the economy to keep growing. And then people can keep saying, "Oh, well, the economy's booming right now, Benny." This is why I keep saying Trump's terms of like an economic golden age are fucking stupid. You're just setting people up for disappointment any more than they already have.
Jane for 2 just joined. Did anyone use the nuclear word yet? No. Nobody used it.
Laverne Spicer did.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's just swing districts.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Winnable district.
Yeah, but and this chart demonstrates, like, I got Trump's approval pulled up again. This right here is why this strategy just didn't work. They should have realized this sooner, because a lot of people realized it back a couple months ago. It's like, oh, this is a bubble and it's gonna burst, and it's because the economy's not real. Yeah, GDP is going up, but no one's feeling it. No one is feeling the economic growth.
Real.
Seriously, can anyone? Okay, yes, the economy has gotten slightly better in 12 months. That's true, based on inflation and all that. But look at the jobs market. Look what's going on there. You have all these companies firing all their employees and hired from India. I mean, you guys see that chart of the H-1Bs they get from India? I mean, it's nuts. And like all the amount of people that get laid off, it's crazy. And we're just continuing to do this. So there is no way of, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know.
And mind you, they're now trying to double the amount of H-1Bs out of India.
Yeah, that's what Democrats are doing now. And I swear,
for the likely next senator from.
Yeah, that's just crazy. That guy could basically be a basic representative of India.
I still can't believe we're replacing Dick Durbin, who was like one of the most long-term like legacy Democrats. He's going to be replaced with the Indian.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and like, again, there are good things going on with the economy. We are seeing gas prices go down. We are seeing inflation in general slightly go down. Hell, the housing market's
going. The gas place near my job has gas for under $2.20. It's great.
Yeah, so that's good, and that's gonna be, and people understand, like, that's a long-term impact. That's gonna help the economy in the long term, because that's gonna think about it. When like trucks transport stuff, they need gas. So that's gonna reduce prices a little bit. So it's a long-term gain. That's good. So we're gonna see that impact next year. But everything else.
What do you mean? What do you mean trucks transport things? It's not that grocery stores just spawn food in.
Oh gosh, I remember that. I will never forget. I forget who tweeted that originally. The guy that actually said that. Like, they thought it was just like, oh, the groceries have the food. We don't need farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I do think overall the Trump's approval, we talked a little bit about that. I kind of want to get to that. So I think it's going down, but what are some things you guys think he could do that kind of reverse this trend? Because it's not looking good. It's not as bad as some people claim. It's not -30. But
Destroy zoning laws. Destroy zoning laws entirely.
I agree.
Make building small homes cheap for people. We are seeing rent decrease rapidly.
Oh yeah, I got to pull a tweet up. I forgot to pull that up. Hold on.
We're seeing rent go down significantly because of all the deportations, but there's actually not a lot of economic relief for actual home buyers. 78 out of America's 100 largest cities are still seeing price hikes on property for homes. Mortgages are increasing. Granted, the price hikes are only like 4%, which is not really that bad, but it's still a price hike. If you
Well, when
want to actually, if you want to make it so that we can build homes cheaply and sustainably for young Americans, um, one, don't increase the fucking Fed rate, and two, make it so that housing laws and zoning laws destroyed. So you have, like, at this point, I'm fucking fine with living in a little bit of a shanty shack. If it means that I have my own fucking place, dude, you know what I mean? I don't want to rent. No one wants to fucking rent.
You know, I think here's something I've been actually floating around. Again, I'm working an article with America First Insight on this because I want to give a detailed response about like why I think this is negative and like how we could fix stuff. Here's a take that I want. What do you guys think about this? What if Trump invokes the Defensive Production Act? You guys know what that is?
Yeah, I know what that is.
What if he invoked
Maybe.
that for like housing?
Interesting idea.
Well, because for those that don't know, that's the act Trump invoked during COVID for the shit. What was it again? Was it the ventilators and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Basically, it's like, you know, you use is it the Defense Department that does that, or Department of War technically?
Department of War.
Yeah. Yeah. So the idea is like, well, invoke it for housing, so you could theoretically build more houses faster, and you'll have resources behind it. I was thinking about that. It's like, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. They invoke it for that, but I don't know. We haven't really tried that before. Just say it's a national emergency for housing and build a bunch of houses. And like, not shit ones. I don't know.
Prefabs aren't that bad anymore. That's the thing. Like,
Well, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
entirely possible. Prefabricated homes are actually quite decent to live in now.
That's my ideal. Like, just do a bunch of prefab housing, and that won't be that expensive, especially you got the Department of War behind it. I don't know. We'll see how that. I mean, just an idea was floating around. I'm gonna try to propose it to somebody.
It isn't a bad idea. I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys just the housing. Part of it is immigration, of course, but we're still not building enough houses. I know, like, there's more sellers than buyers now. I get that. We have not built enough houses for like 20 years now. It's been a downward spiral since 2008 for obvious reasons, but we are building less houses than we did back in 1950, for crying out loud. There's just not enough houses being built, and that's part of the problem. You could fix that not overnight, but yeah. Just hire the Amish to build houses. I agree. Instead of 50-year mortgages, we should do 100-year mortgages. I agree. Make it a 100-year mortgage.
Housing prices would go through the fucking roof, dude. That would suck.
No, we need a 100-year mortgage, Luke. We need it.
Let's just say there's a reason the administration immediately retracted the 50-year mortgage thing.
Well, it was always stupid. I mean, give people options, but that's not the way to do it.
Here's the best thing to do with housing. Let the prices are going down slowly. The problem is people, like, look, when you throw government, anytime government gets involved in sectors like this, it's only going to make the problem worse. And when
that's the thing. The reason housing prices are going down because fucking interest rates are going up. They have to accommodate for that.
Yeah, and on top of that, you do got the Trump could solve a lot of these issues because people like in the housing market, they'll tell you like a big reason the price is so bad are the regulations. Especially under Biden, they enacted some crazy shit for regulations.
Yeah,
You guys see the guy who's going to be the next Fed chair? He seems like he's going to be pretty good. He's like, the markets like him, and Trump trusts him. So I think it's like probably the best type of compromise.
All right, Tyrone, go on. What are you saying?
I forgot what I was saying.
What?
What was I saying? I actually forgot because Luke cut me off.
Oh, Jesus.
No, right, no, I remember now. The reason housing is going down in some places is because interest rates are increasing.
Yeah.
Trump has to find things that don't take interest rates into consideration when constructing homes. The Defensive Production Act would actually be a good way of sidestepping this.
That's what I was saying. Just build, like, I don't know, like a bunch of prefab houses and call it a day. you would solve so many issues with that. Like it would like be a temporary like solution, sure, but it's a solution that's needed. We had to build so
Hear me
many
out.
houses.
Hear me out. Think about how many foreign countries own land in our states. Somalia or like illegal aliens. Think about like what like 1,000 acres, what, the colony north of Houston? Right?
Yeah. Look, all these groups
See
own
that
shit in
shit?
Minneapolis.
Seize that shit as part of eminent domain. Use the Army Corps of Engineers to build these homes and offer them for really fucking cheap and say, hey, y'all can move out here.
I agree. Tristan for 5, cost of living messaging has been shit, create a cost of living task force. Plus they went all in on the issue, then immediately went back to foreign policy. That was a weird part. Like they kind of just, they stopped talking about cost of living and Trump went back to the hoax shit. I understand what he's trying to say, but don't say that. Don't say cost of living's a hoax, everybody. It's all bullshit. Guys, cost of living is actually not bad. That doesn't work.
I will say though, he does kind of have a point. Like all these Dems say affordability, but it's almost like when Republicans back in 2022 kept saying inflation, with no plan to address any of it.
Well, yeah,
That's the problem. Yeah.
But instead of saying it's a hoax, just say, hey, Democrats don't have a solution. Like they
Yeah, I
caused this
agree.
mess.
Yeah, the messaging's fucking horrible.
Which is weird because once like one tweet is really good, like this right here. CNBC reports the national median rent fell for the 4th straight month. This is good. Talk about this more often. But the next tweet is about, well, we're going to invite Netanyahu for the 20th time to the White House. Does anybody even like Netanyahu at this point, except Mark Levin?
No. Not
Why
even
is he-
Israel likes him.
Yeah, they want to get rid of him.
He's got like a 20% approval in Israel.
And they
No
can't
one's
get rid of
fucking
him because he has loopholes for emergency powers. Anytime they're about to oust him, oh, suddenly there's a crisis that occurs.
Oh, suddenly Iran needs there's a strategic site in Iran that needs a strike.
Yeah. That's how he gets around it, though. Why is he's been invited like 6 times to the White House now? Why is he being invited again? Once in a while, fine. Like once a year, sure, whatever. He's been invited like 7 times. Question: how many times has the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom been invited?
Once.
Same thing with Canada.
Yeah, he's been in the Oval Office once. Trump's met Xi once. You know, the country Xi went for a trade deal. He's met him once.
This is what pisses people off. I mean, like, why are we talking so much with this one country? What have they done for us? Anytime Trump meets with him, it seems like his approval goes down
Nothing
because people are
except
sick of
drag
it.
us into unnecessary fucking.
Well, don't you remember, Rap? Israel is our greatest ally.
It's
Yeah, because they vote with us in the UN about like not shooting. No, about how shooting people is good or
I'm just eating my nap right now.
That's like the only thing they do. They back us up on UN votes that don't mean shit.
yeah, but it's like who cares?
Like the
Nobody-
what is it? The food is the human right thing.
well, to be fair,
Yeah.
like everybody's
US
bought the
to Israel, no. Everyone else, yes.
yeah, but everybody brains on the fact that like we already pay for all that shit and we just have to pay more. Nobody else to pay for shit except us.
You want a
I've seen
military
that shit so
discount?
many times from like the leftists that say that the U.S. and Israel are the most evil countries in the world
Yeah.
because they don't think that food is a human right.
Maybe because Israel is a losing issue for the GOP. Well, it's like what's the one streamer called again? What's
Sure,
his
it's a
name?
losing issue for both parties because both parties are kind of
Yeah,
like brought up.
But it's
on
like
it.
Asper Gold brought up a good point a couple weeks ago. It's like this is the Republicans' trans issue where everybody hates it, but they just can't stop themselves. They can't help themselves. It's the Republican trans issue. Democrats have
Yeah,
the trans issue.
difference though is that the Dems are never gonna like attack the Republicans for it.
Yeah. That's the thing, but people are just getting sick of it, and it demoralizes people. And it makes them think, oh, Democrats are based because they have like one schizophrenic that's anti-Israel or some shit.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
I'll be back on in a few minutes. Give me a second.
I don't know. Yeah, it just you cannot keep you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect it to work. I don't know. Let's see. Keir Starmer and Mark Carney are cucked, so that's a difference. Okay, yeah, but difference is when we're trying to get economic deals done, why are we talking so much with Israel? For what issue? Seriously. Why is he? I thought the conflict's over with. This is a good point. This is a chat by Tomato in chat. I can't stand the Israel obsessed people, but Israel is fucking toxic. We should fully separate from them. Focus on Americans. That's what the average person wants. People are just sick and tired of hearing about it. They don't want to hear about this goddamn country anymore. Excuse my language, but like seriously.
Look, it's literally fucking impossible. Sorry, I just checked. It's literally fucking impossible to be a Republican and not fucking fillet Israel. The lobby is that fucking strong.
I know. That's the problem. You cannot like, but you have to. You have to just like say
It's part of
screw
the
it.
fucking reason. And part of the reason why that's going to be continued status quo is because all the fucking Indians who are coming in that are all the fucking Indians coming in, like, unironically, one of the biggest reasons that they're flipping to the Republican Party is that because they're socialist and conservatives or whatever. Indians love Israel so much because Palestine is Muslim and Pakistan is Muslim, and it's the whole religious system. It's the whole religious affiliation thing. Indians hate Pakistan so much they side with Israel because Israel is in a perpetual state of war with Pakistan's Muslim brothers, and Pakistan isn't even liked by most of the Muslim world, I might add. So yeah, no, you want to get rid of Israeli influence in the Republican Party? Get rid of all the fucking Indians.
I want to be clear about one thing. Every time we say stuff like this, we're not saying like physically remove everybody that's been here for like 100 years or whatever. My people's issues are just people that come here. Well, gosh. But seriously, the big problem is you have people that come here 5 minutes ago and they say like we have to import more people.
People that came in under Biden, by the way. The majority of people who voted for Zoran Mamdani came in under the Biden admin. You remove people who came in under Biden alone, Cuomo would have won that fucking race. It is a perfect example of how all this recent unfettered immigration directly affects our politics. Because now New York City is going to be run by this crazy fucking.
All right.
Sorry, I was stepping outside. Because fucking New York City is now run by this motherfucking gay race communist. Because New York State has set it up so that you can get a social security number. Dude, I have literally seen detainees here in Texas at these facilities I work in. They have their social security numbers, and they have license plates, and they have driver's licenses from these states, which don't even require proof of citizenship to vote.
But nobody votes, everybody. No immigrants vote.
I have no doubt in my mind. I have handled cases of illegals from Colorado, California, New York, any of these blue states. And the sole reason they have been able to vote is because these states. That's another fucking thing. You want to get rid of all this illegal bullshit? You want to be able to actually have secure elections? Mandate voter ID and proof of citizenship for voting federally and statewide. If that means undermining the state's rights to set its own fucking rules,
I think you have to. You need to like do what we did in the South after the Civil War. I'm sorry, we're to that point now. These states are just an open rebellion. They don't care. Actually, they do care. They know what they're doing on purpose. They're purposely letting people that shouldn't vote.
Yeah, no, they know what they're doing. The reason they're doing this is because it directly benefits them and it directly enriches them.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you know what? Here, I will explain it 1 second.
Okay. Super chat.
I will explain it in a fucking. Okay, go ahead with the super chat.
Yeah, American Nerd for 10. You know how people say we should combine the Departments of Interior, Energy, and EPA into one? Why don't we do the same with HUD and Transportation into one? Call it the Department of Infrastructure. I agree. They should do that more, but go on, Tyrone. I agree with what you said, though.
Here. Or not as intelligent as. Oh, can you hear me?
You're cutting out badly.
Oh, man. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Okay. Those of you who are not as intelligent as me, no, I'm kidding.
Oh,
for those of you who haven't really had it spelled out for you, I'm going to put it very bluntly. and I'm going to give you a walkthrough of how illegals voting directly benefits somebody who just got in on a plane.
It's bad. Tyrone, it's really bad now. Yeah, it's unbearable. It's pretty bad.
Fuck me and my tight pink asshole, I guess.
Oh Jesus. Senate needs to pass the SAFE Act. The problem is with the ways the Senate works, you just can't. That's the issue.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah,
Okay, so here's what I was saying, right?
that's perfect now. Good, go on.
Here's what I was saying. You have an NGO flying in 1,000 Somalis, right? Every
Yes.
day for like, I don't know, 8 weeks. So you now have like 80,000 Somalis in an area. I'm going to use this for Minnesota. I'm not going to use hyper specific numbers. I'm just going to get the point across. You fly in a sufficient number of Somalis into these blue states, and then you help them get settled. You give them money through the NGOs. The NGOs, they cover paying for their social security IDs and their driver licenses. They just outright bribe local governments to do this shit, but sometimes they actually do help them get their stuff legally. And then when they have these things, they tell them, because keep in mind, they still have to be fairly close to these NGOs that they're tied to. The NGOs tell them, okay, cool, you're going to show up to here. You're going to go vote for anything with a D next to the name. And if you do that, then you get to stay here. And then you have these 80,000 Somalis. They've now gone and vote in this. They've gone and vote for this congressman or this congresswoman, right? And here's where the magic happens. Here is where the magic happens. These congressmen, who has been the champion of Somali rights, they say, "Cool, thank you for serving me." And then when it comes time to set up the next fucking amicus bill or the next NDAA or whatever, they vote to raise their salaries, and they vote to increase aid to all of these welfare programs. We're going to enrich healthcare even further and whatnot. And then all of these welfare programs, all of the like Medicare, autism help, etc., state or federal level, these things, then that money is literally just directly funneled into these groups. And from there, these groups send their money back overseas. It's very cut and clear. It's not hard to understand. Illegals going to vote for you with broken forms of identification means that they are more easily able to send people who are equally as corrupt up, so that the people who are corrupt then go vote to expand all of the welfare programs and gives me that and all the benefits that they benefit directly from. And then the more money that they get, the more money that they send home that we as Americans are losing. And nominally, you want to know how they pay off? Do you want to know how they pay for all of this when they propose these welfare expansions? They raise taxes.
Yeah.
Your elected representatives don't actually represent you. Your elected representatives are elected and propped up by illegal communities who send them to represent them at the state and federal level, who then go to vote for expanding welfare programs. And when those welfare programs are expanded, your taxes increase, your rent increases, your quality of life goes down because your cost of living goes, because you don't take as much of your paycheck, and all of that money you're losing out on goes directly to these motherfuckers. It goes directly to them, and they use that money to either buy drugs or buy superfluous shit, or they send it back home.
Yeah.
And it is an endless cycle, because they know the moment that they see benefits from their elected representatives,
they vote that
they're
way.
going to keep doing that. They keep doing that. You can appeal to their socially conservative values all you want. They're going to keep voting Democrat because the Democratic Party is the only party corrupt and morally debased enough to actually go and fucking give them the money that they want from these broke-ass welfare systems. This is why I'm saying I straight up think a chunk of the government needs to be totally fucking axed. Because the only way that you're going to be able to end that bleeding, you're going to be able to end that corruption is if you go and fucking say, hey, this no longer fucking exists. That money, your fucking line of accounting is gone, buddy. It's fucking gone. You can't tolerate that shit anymore. They take the money directly from you and they give it to these motherfucking Somalians and all these other millions of fucking entities that they're importing, these Catholic NGOs. They're getting tax credits and all this other shit from the federal fucking government too. It is a system that is self-fulfilling, self-looping. That is exactly how it fucking works. So when you say, "Oh, don't go vote because Trump's not based enough on Israel or whatever," cool. I hope you enjoy getting fucking totally economically abolished. I was gonna say something else. I had to stop myself there. I'm sorry for working myself up, but this is exactly how that works. And this is why you need to support Trump no matter what and keep the pressure on him, because the more these law enforcement agencies get involved and start sending people back, oh, what do you know? 4th month in a row, rent is going down. You know why? Because there's more money in the system, because you don't have all these fucking Somalis benefiting from welfare programs taking up rent. Property's going to go down because you don't have all these illegals buying up the fucking land. Oh, the price of groceries is going down because you don't have to compete with all these fucking Somalis taking your shit. Like chat. I want chat to tell me directly. Am I crazy for like explaining all of this, or does this make perfect sense? Because I feel like a lot of people need to have these things explained to them.
I mean, like, look at this right here.
Like, you think I'm not crazy?
Like yesterday, like Jaya Paul from Washington, everybody knows this nut job. She announced a new bill to completely eliminate the ability of DHS to obtain illegal aliens and require that illegals be given taxpayer-funded lawyers. So you're paying for their lawyers to get out of this shit. You can't arrest them, you can't do anything to them, but they get your money for their lawyers, for their welfare. It's a more corrupt version than the than Tammany Hall in like the
basically
1890s.
Trying to make it a caste system.
Yeah.
Where the illegal immigrants are first class citizens because of all the crimes against humanity that the white people have committed or something. I don't know.
But this is the problem. We are creating this caste system where these people, they get welfare, they get benefits. Now, God knows it's worse than we think. Let's cut the crap. It's way worse than we know. Look at Minneapolis. That's one group that got exposed. There's billions of dollars disappearing.
Yeah, the Somalians are the first-class citizens of Minneapolis.
Look, it's very simple. This is how the white liberal brain works. The core belief is inequality is racism. Racism is fascism. Inequality leads to racism. Racism leads to fascism, and fascism leads to genocide. Therefore, you need to stop inequality whenever it's seen. That's their fucking train of thought with this shit. It's like, oh, we need to end inequality, we need equity at all costs, because they unironically have the most childish view of the world where they think having inequality is some bad thing. It is unfortunate that things are unequal in the world, but you can't have a civil society while eliminating equality. That is unironically socialist beliefs, and we all know where socialism goes.
Yeah.
With the abolition of the class system.
Officer Henry Wilder has been a member for 2 months. Thank you so much. This is a serious discussion. More and more people on the right are realizing this. You cannot have these people. They abuse the system. They shouldn't be here in the first place, but we import them. They don't, like, what do we gain, honestly, from this?
We don't gain anything. The only thing that some people in this country gain is the ability to go to bed at night because they're so horribly mentally ill and propagandized about the heckin' brown people that they have this suicidal tendency to just totally go and say, oh, we should like throw our whole nation. It's literally, you know, that image of like, oh, that poor brown man is crying, quick, burn the Constitution. It's literally that image. It's that fucking simple. Fucking K Cup 1996 in the chat. Fucking holy hell, Tyrone said that's so clean and fluent without stumbling. That's impressive. Yeah, no, that's East Texas for you.
I mean, it just keeps going.
I mean, shit.
Look at this. It's another states. This is a perfect representation of this shit. Of what you're talking about. This is a state senator in Minnesota, and she said, and of course, as she says, Minnesota would not be able to survive or thrive without the Somali community.
I remember, yeah. I don't think it's of any coincidence that right as this Somali shit is being exposed, they go from being like poor migrants to saying we're a core part of Minnesota's identity, and other shit like this land was promised to us. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed, they're now saying this land was promised to us 3,000 years ago or something.
Oh,
like
I
that.
heard about that. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah,
This land,
we know that.
this land was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Promise shit, bitch. Get your broke motherfucking ass back to the Horn of Africa.
Okay, it's unfucking believable that these people they only represent one group of people. They only have to. They don't represent anybody else because they know they got the border block.
It is not a stretch of the truth whatsoever to say the Democratic Party does not actually represent Americans. The Democratic Party represents illegal immigrants and their ilk who come over and exploit the welfare system because they're the only people who are so open to corruption that they'll keep voting the Democrats in. The Democrats simultaneously, unironically, have this outlandish liberal belief of inequality leads to genocide because racism is fascism and all of this shit is bad. And because the ones who are too smart for that understand they can get away with making serious fucking money from their corruption through all of these groups, these actions, these PACs. Am I wrong? Like, think about how much money these people pocket through their shady ass schemes and whatnot, all the campaign funds. That's how they make their money. They make their money off of your direct replacement.
Yeah, and this is a good comment from Byzantine Empire. Minnesota was a third world backwater before Obama. Peace be upon him. Imported millions of them there. Well, yeah, it's like that's what these people believe. They really believe. Oh, Minnesota sucked, but now it's a paradise. What percent was Minnesota white in the 1970s?
It was about 95%, 98%.
It was
white.
98%. It was like mostly Scandinavian.
Minnesota was like 90+% white until Obama.
Yeah.
These people could be removed as fast as they were imported. It just requires a lot of fucking willpower and getting comfortable with the uncomfortable truth that the economy is going to go tits up when you remove all of this newfound dependent labor.
People wouldn't care. People say, okay, if the economy crashes because of this, go ahead. At this point, it's already shit. Who cares?
Look, the economy is shit. I'm already contracted with the Department of War. I'm gonna have a job no matter what. My Uncle Sam's gonna take care of me. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that luxury. I know I have that luxury. But I fucking paid for it with a year of my life of my fucking training and all the other shit. Like, you're going to have to suffer. A nation has to suffer to get itself back. In order to get our shit together, we as a nation are going to have to suffer shit that has been unrightfully inflicted upon us by our ancestors and our corrupt ruling class who have thrown us under the bus. But my dear viewers, my friends, Romans, countrymen, like, here's the fucking thing. We don't have to leave it so bad that our kids are going to suffer the same fate. We can build back better, unironically, not in the fucking Biden connotation.
Build back better's back.
I'm probably just gonna move to if this just keeps getting worse. I'm probably just gonna move to Poland. I'm gonna be honest.
Say bye-bye. I'm surprised you're not moving to China.
All right.
I don't know, man. You never know if China gets the pollution under control, I'll consider it. That's like the
geez.
one
No,
thing.
China is no longer unironically a bad place to live if you are decently intelligent and know how to climb a meritocracy.
All right, so right here, another tweet, and again, we're going on this whole thing. I mean, this is just.
Also, Rap, did you see that new poll from Poland? I just
I'm not, Luke. I'm not pulling.
You don't have to say it.
I will. Oh my gosh. Okay, another one from Jaya Paul. Jaya Paul says immigrants from Somalia, India, Latin America, and Africa built this country, made the country what it is today. Well, I agree with the second part. It did make the country what it is today, but question. Who built the Statue of Liberty? Obviously, it wasn't us, but
The French.
Yeah. Okay. Who built the White House?
I think a French architect, actually. But
Yes, it was a French
just, like,
architect.
This is ridiculous. This whole
It was a German, Friedrich List, who designed the national system of political economy that the United States benefits from. Most of the founding fathers were, in fact, Englishmen first until they broke away. A good like a third of the founding fathers were actually British citizens. They were all actually British citizens.
Well, yeah. Again, like the problem, like I always make clear about this. The problem is the problem isn't that we have people from India. The issue is when you import all these people from these countries. Look, I'm being. Oh gosh, shut up. But like, no, seriously, these people come here, they don't assimilate, and we're importing a bunch of them. That's the issue, and we're just continuing to double down on it. So, Josh for 5, did I hear that ISIS raided Minnesota because of Somalians? Yeah, so apparently they've begun massive ICE raids in Minneapolis and New Orleans, apparently.
Did you see that video of that Somali who got deported to Somalia and he was begging for Trump to let him back in America? Did you guys see that video? Yeah, there was like this Somali who did like an Instagram video and he was like, Trump, I'm so sorry, please bring me back. I don't like living here.
I don't know. Let's see here. Where we at? Okay, American Nerd for 5 or for 2. I thought Slaves built the White House. Well, when I say built, I'm talking about like design and stuff. It was like Irish guy, I think, the original one. I don't know who made the new one after it got burnt down, but yeah.
Also, I think it's so ironic that like it became like American culture for a while to like, or like a patriotic conservative culture to hate France because France didn't send troops to die in Iraq.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like France was like they're the reason America exists. If it wasn't for French aid, we probably wouldn't have won the revolution.
Yeah, so we called French fries freedom fries because of that.
I remember that, yeah. Garrett,
say what you guys want about like how Trump isn't great, but that was the conservatism we had.
Well, no, I still think Trump's good, and like the 2 articles I've written on America First
the conservatism before Trump was hating on France because they didn't send an entire generation of men to die in the sands with us. Like,
all right, Garrett for 10. GOP doesn't deliver campaign promises to their base. They actively fight against the far right. Pennsylvania State GOP threw Mastriano under the bus, endorsed Shapiro. He lost, and they said we should move left. Well, that's the issue. But that's Republicans in nutshell.
No, Mastriano was never going to win.
He wasn't going to win, but they fucked him over big time, though. We can agree to that. They screwed him over. It's unbelievable.
No, I shouldn't. This is what they should have done. They actually pretty early on should have been like, okay, Dr. Oz needs to run a completely separate race instead of, for the first 2 months, having them tied together. And then immediately after those 2 months, we're being like, okay, Oz hates Mastriano. From the beginning, it should have been like, no, Mastriano shouldn't have been the nominee. Now he is. Dr. Oz should say, he's not me. I'm a completely different candidate. They should have separated themselves, but it was too mixed. That was the problem. It was indecisiveness. And Mastriano never should have gotten close to being the nominee.
All right. ICE has begun to go door to door. Okay, right here. Guys.
Remember John Fetterman's last scene in the debates? You roll with Doug Mastriano.
Oh, jeez. American Nerd for 2. One of the heroes of the revolution were the French. Well, yeah. The French helped us big time. Obviously.
Oh, there were Poles too. There were actually Poles who came over to
Yeah, I
help
know.
America.
Oh my God! Fuck off! We're not talking about Polish contributions to the
Oh,
Shut up, dude.
Revolutionary
They
War.
played a part in it, man. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay, let's get into the news from Minneapolis. So yeah, right now, ICE raids have begun in Minneapolis, and they are going door to door, going after Somalians.
Good. Hey guys, just a reminder: we get 10,000 new ICE agents next month.
Yep.
And there's a bunch more in
Yeah.
training.
And apparently this might be the first batch because they were hiring people early on. I know that. So
There's at least another wave of similar numbers. I'm pretty sure also in the training
yeah,
right
I'm
now.
pretty sure. Like, I could be wrong, but I believe they had a couple thousand even before the big beautiful bill passed. I think they had a couple thousand in training. I could be wrong, but you know, we're starting to see it. Like, ICE started to ramp up operations, proving they could just do stuff, and that's what I think they're waiting for the ICE agents. And now it seems like, yeah, they're actually deporting people and getting these people out here. And now we're fighting a bunch of judges. We're hiring good ones, which, funny enough, yeah, they're actually like hiring a bunch of immigration judges. So, good. Chance Razik for 5. Trump's first year could be better, but still good. Also, Rand Paul is looking to get on Trump's good side again, but then he blew it last night. What a dumbass. You guys see what Rand Paul did?
No, I didn't.
Rand Paul, oh gosh, this dumbass here. This is who we got to deal with in our party. Rand Paul.
I know he sent text to Trump about a healthcare plan.
Yeah, he tried to
Dude, if Rand Paul could just fucking stick to healthcare and gutting the bureaucracy, he'd be fine. But he's got to run his fucking
this
mouth.
bullshit foreign policy should start to piss me off. So what he said was, this is. So remember how they said like first like those people were bombing in like the Caribbean, they had like they were not terrorists or whatever. Now we proved they had drugs on them. What was like 80% of the ships had drugs? And Rand Paul admitted that. But he's like, oh, but 20% didn't have drugs. That we know of, by the way. So we have 80% of them were bombing or had drugs on them. But he's worth the 20% that didn't. And what he said last night, got it right here, is right here. If they're armed, show us who they're armed. If they're not armed, explain to us why we kill people who are not armed. I think this whole thing is a terrible situation. We also need to see the video. If there is video of people clinging to the raiments of the boat and being bombed, I think that image is one that will shock the American people. What is he talking about?
Oh, we're talking about this shit, yeah. We're talking about Rand Paul. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, I remember now. We're talking about where he said only 21% of boats from Venezuela don't have drugs.
Now you know what I'm talking about.
79% of all boats from Venezuela to the United States have drugs on them. Burn them all. I don't give a fuck.
Right here. Got the tweet right here. And people began to wake up to this bullshit. I got the tweet right here where he says, guys, right here, the Coast Guard reports that over 3/4 of the boats that have stopped have drugs. That's great information and admirable record for accurate information, but it's not so great if you're droning them instead of arresting them. If you're killing people, 1 of 4 potentially being wrong is too many. So, he is purposely saying, well, yeah, we shouldn't be bombing these people because they might have drugs on them, but the 1/4 that we did bomb them might have drugs on them. That was a mistake. How do we know these people were mistakes to bomb? Yeah, right here.
Henry Wild for $20. Holy fucking shit. Thank you so
chats.
much.
Let's see here.
The sad thing is that the Democrats will probably win 2026 and 2028 because the median voter is stupid and the 2024 coalition.
But 26.
Don't talk over the fucking super chat. Shut your fucking mouth.
Thank you.
Anyway, the 2024 coalition has collapsed. Hispanic voters have gone back to almost 2016 numbers, and MAGA doesn't turn out anymore. No, MAGA turns out. You can't just say, "Oh, MAGA doesn't turn out anymore," because we lost. Like we lost 2 low propensity blue states. And we had an underperformance in an off election. Yeah. You can't just say that. You, my friend, are part of the issue. You love jerking. You love jerking off.
Tyrone, don't.
What? What are you guys talking about?
Oh, okay. But basically,
stuff.
yeah, Henry Wilder, like, I would agree, like, yeah, some of the numbers are not good, but at the same time, we're still a year out from the election.
Every time I doom about 2028, like 26 is one thing, but every time I doom about 2028, I remember that the likely Democratic frontrunner is Gavin Newsom. And I remember that the state of California right now makes it that, like, any argument, barring the economy being in like a fucking 2008 style recession, any argument he makes against the US economy can easily be repeated tenfold about his home state.
All
I
right,
was gonna say,
Henry Wilder, I'm sorry for the Tyrone thing.
What?
Tyrone,
You
that's
guys like the mic?
unacceptable. But
You guys like the new mic?
Yes, the mic is
I like
great.
it.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm sorry. I saw a bunch of tweets under that fucking Rapid Response 47 tweet saying rents down, and like people are like, "Oh, well, Trump should have been doing this from the beginning." Like,
oh Jesus, I hate that.
this is a serious issue with a lot of the online Republican base. A lot of people like to take one really crazy scenario, extrapolate it, analyze it, and say, well, actually, this is the trend going forward. There are a lot of people who view this as theater and not as actual politics. I'm sorry, Wilder. I should not have said that. You have a full apology from Tyrone Powers, yours truly. But, like, it's a serious issue where these people just go, well, actually, we're going to lose because
Reasons.
XYZ. Trump should have been doing this a lot earlier, as if Trump isn't beholden to fucking cause and effect and second and third degree order of consequences.
Okay.
The MAGA's not dead. MAGA's not going to fall apart magically because
MAGA's dead. It's always dead.
Well,
how many times in the past 10 years has MAGA been dead? I'm curious.
Well, yeah, no, seriously, it's like, yeah, we're going through a rough stretch right now, but honestly, every coalition goes through this. Period.
Also, look who's trying to make his way back into the political scene.
Oh God, John Kasich.
Yeah.
He's
by
trying
the
to
way-
get Trump to do a balanced budget amendment.
Oh
That's
God.
his.
By
Okay,
the way, should we
I
talk
gotta
about
give.
the Henry Cuellar stuff?
Yeah,
We'll
say
talk about
MAGA's been dead since MAGA was dead in 2018. It was dead in 2020. It had a piss poor performance in 2022. It was dead in 2023, and then it won in 2024. And then we have a couple of bad elections in very low turnout environments. And everyone goes, MAGA's dead. It's for the fourth time. MAGA's dead.
I do think MAGA is reforming itself. They are changing.
Trump must be a necromancer with the way he's been able to bring this shit back from the dead like 5 fucking times. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay, Garrett for 10. If Mastriano had support and money, they could have flipped those 2 House seats. GOP was lockstep at 24, and Juggernaut Casey lost. GOP cares more about stopping far right than winning. Well, that's a problem. Like, seriously, I don't give a shit what you think about Nick Fuentes. Why are we talking about him so much? Why? Why does freaking Mark Levin has to be going around saying, we need to censor Nick Fuentes, we have to stop him? It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
If you're attacking your fellow right-wingers because you think they're going a little too far in their rhetoric and their ideology, rather than attacking the left, who is 10 times worse, you are a dissident. You are at best, you're a useful idiot for the other side. You're not, like, I'm not saying you can't criticize Nikki F, but you've got to, if you're doing it more than you are attacking people like Gavin Newsom or progressive members of the House, you're in the wrong game here. You're attacking the wrong side.
Mike Levin, let's be honest, Mike Lindell is not right wing. What is he? He is a single issue. He wants to use the United States, the power of the United States, to support his actual country, that being Israel. And this isn't even me. This isn't even trying to be like
He's literally said that. He's literally
he
said that.
says that the reason him and Ben Shapiro have both said that the reason they are loyal to America is because America defends Israel, and that as long as if America ever became anti-Israel, they would move to Israel. That's what they've said.
Okay.
And we say bye-bye. And we say bye-bye.
American Nerd for 2. Rand Paul is a disgrace to his father. Yeah. American Nerd for 2. MAGA can never truly die as long as we don't do. Well, the thing with MAGA is I do think it is changing. I think the MAGA of 2016 is gone. I think it's different now. So I agree with that. Like, I think MAGA is changing to something different and more of a better movement, I would say, because back even 2016, it wasn't as good as now, I think, on some issues. Because we never discussed remigration 10 years ago. That was never a thing. But now it's like, oh.
MAGA has always kind of been a big tent, though.
Yeah.
It's almost, the way I describe it, it's basically an American version of Peronism at this point. I mean,
That's actually
it does, it's got a couple key tenets, but even then, like, it changes a lot. Like, you can't say it as a definitive ideology. It's not like conservatism.
I would
It's
say
not like
I would say the only like core ideology of MAGA is its name, Make America Great Again. That's kind
Holy
of the
That's
fucking
it, yeah.
shit! I'm sorry. Hold on. I
What?
need to post this. This just
Oh!
happened out of Nashville.
Hold on. Big super chat. President Gilbert Giddy up for $200. Holy
Whoa.
shit. The only way Republicans will lose to putting up shit candidates on every level, crap messaging, ignoring elections, thinking people vote because there's an R next to their name, saying everything is socialist with something is good policy, calling people lazy and listening to boomer cons. Thank you so much for that big super chat, President Gilbert Giddy up. Thank you,
Holy
big time.
shit!
Massive
Thank you
super
very
chats.
much from Tyrone and Real and
That's a
everybody
big
here.
super
That
chat.
is
W
that's
super
like
chat
the
for
second
Gilbert Giddy up.
biggest. The only super chat we've had that's bigger was like fucking, what was it, 2022 election night with Big Penguin polling for 500.
Yeah, it was like
Forgot about
500.
Penguin
polling, dude.
Thank you for the big super chat. And I'm hoping that wasn't a typo, but I don't think it was.
Anyways, what came out of Nashville?
A Somali with a
Oh.
criminal record and being put into prison 16 times, raped a woman to death on a church doorstep.
Oh,
If that
What?
isn't- Like, holy shit! I can't even like make a
Yeah,
comment
and
about
the
that.
judge freed him. His name is literally Muhammad. He got a $5,000 bond for sexual battery, 15 charges dismissed. And he was only brought back in
What?
after he raped a woman to death on the doorstep of a church in public.
Yeah, authorities can't
This
even.
happened
What?
in Nashville. This happened in Nashville, Tennessee, one of the most red states in the country. The only reason I saw this is because Beau French, former Tarrant County Republican chairman, now running for railroad commissioner, tweeted about it.
Yeah. So okay, holy shit. The
by the
authorities.
way, if you live in Texas, vote for Beau French for railroad commissioner.
Garrett. Oh, I missed much super chats. Holy shit, that big one took me out of it. American Nerd for 2. Already read that. Horrorland for 10. Young GOP leaning voters feel like they've been duped and aren't turning out anymore. Young Democrat voters feel more empowered to vote. Focus on the economy, real wages, cost of living to win. Yeah, I agree with that. And I've been talking more with Mark Mitchell, Rasmussen about that. That's the issue. It's just young people. They felt like they've been screwed over, which you could argue if that's right, true or not. But when you have the messaging we've had recently, it does seem like, yeah, Trump doesn't give a shit. Even though you look at his policies, it's been a lot of good stuff. It just, this messaging's been just dog shit. Utter dog shit. Garrett for 10. Ben Shapiro platform far left destiny, refuse a platform anyone further right than Kirk. Plus GOP abandoned Trump in 2020, establishing GOP preferred Biden. Yeah, I remember that. Remember all these people, they ran for the hills after 2020. All these people, and suddenly they love Trump now.
Oh yeah, Ben was a big
I remember that
DeSantis
like yesterday.
guy. Yeah.
I mean, like, you could argue, like, yeah, I supported DeSantis a little bit in 22 and stuff, but, like, that's a different story. These people, it was up until Trump got shot. That's when they
I
came
never
back
did.
in the
I
fold.
supported Kanye West and I'm kidding.
Oh, I remember that. But yeah, so right here, this whole thing, apparently, according to this tweet, authorities can't even agree on his real name. Muhammad Abdi.
Muhammad is crazy.
What the hell? Cider Muhammad? Mabded Muhammad? What the hell are these names?
Muhammad, yeah.
So yeah, a 31-year-old, I can't even joke about
Barack
this.
Hussein Obama.
I mean, I can't, like,
So true.
Ye said, you can't even joke about this. This is nuts.
I can't, dude. I just sent this out as a tweet. I can't even comment on this without Fed posting.
Yeah. Like, why do we have to live like this? You know what we got to do?
Because you know why we have to live like this? Because we're racist and sexist, and we need to let a million Bomalians in
You know how
to
we
atone
solve
for
these
our
issues?
sins.
Did you talk about this yet, Rap? I just got this from Boston Nationalist.
What?
From
My
Axios
source.
Scoop, President Trump's staring down criticism that he's prioritized global issues over pocketbook worries. Next week, we'll kick off a year of heavy stateside travel that's focused on selling his so he's going to be traveling across the country. Yes.
I propose this to somebody.
So is he bringing the rallies back?
I take full credit for this, everybody.
Yeah.
I take full credit.
Yeah.
I'm joking. But yeah, no, like I'm gonna say this. I did talk to some people about this, and it seems like they took some advice, not from me, obviously, but like from Mark Mitchell and stuff.
I'm
so-
sure they've been
he took
getting this
advice-
from a lot of people.
He took advice straight from me because I am followed by the Undersecretary of the Department of War. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I did talk to some people, but like I do know that Mark Mitchell went to the White House and they listened to him mostly, so that's a good thing. So
I was gonna say, okay, the thing with this, it's important because here's the thing. Trump is not going to do any damage in galvanizing Democrat voters. They're already galvanized.
Oh, yeah,
they're going
already-
to show up no matter what. There's no argument that Trump showing up and holding rallies is going to boost Democrat turnout.
Because Democrats, they're all going to vote no matter what. These people, this is their religion. It's like
their religion is voting against the Orange Man. The Orange Man is in the it was one thing in 2022 because you could make the argument that Trump was out of office and Democrats didn't have as big of a reason to vote, and that may have
Trump is literally Satan. No,
Trump
is literally Satan to these people. That is how they view it. Trump is a Luciferian figure to the Democratic civil religion. They will vote regardless.
It's like you know how
Let's
supposed to go
be
to church
honest
every
though,
Sunday?
2022 had very low turnout, at least for like a national election.
Well, no,
Like the turnout was
it had high
Go
turnout. The problem though was just Democrats got every single voter out. Every single voter they possibly could out, they got out. Republicans didn't. That was the
not
difference.
really in 22. Not
They
really.
kind of did. They kind of did.
Because they're getting a lot more people out now.
Well,
Not
yeah.
really the case. It's just both sides were demoralized.
I have to go now. Sorry. I have to go now. I'm gonna leave my thing here. I'm gonna say my thing before I go. My usual. I'm out of the stream piece.
Okay.
Remember what I told you guys, everybody. Voting has direct consequences. Go vote. Go get people out. Get
Don't
people
sit
on
at
the
home because of the
Let
Epstein
Tyrone
files.
speak. Shut up.
Okay. Okay. Speak.
And I know he's 18 because he won't shut the fuck up. Don't stay at home because you're a 1 or 2 issue voter, because the Democrats, they don't stay at home. And regardless of what you think about Trump and how he's faltering, remember the alternative would have naturalized all of these illegals by now, and we would be facing unprecedented economic crisis, and we'd probably be at war with Iran or Russia or China or a mixture of those countries by now.
All the above.
Yeah. So everything that could have gone wrong would have gone wrong if Trump hadn't won and been elected. And you only have that much, so fucking get off your asses, go help, go vote, go organize, get people registered to vote, and go to church. I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.
All right,
God bless everyone.
American Nerd for 2. Maybe rapper Tyrone should be chief of staff. I was joking about this, but like honestly, they gotta get somebody different there. Somebody with a different perspective. Like Susie Walls, she runs a good campaign. I get that, but she's not gonna be chief of staff.
Okay.
She's just not.
I've been thinking about this for a while, and it's something that I want Shell's opinion on. Is it possible that we always I'm not saying that we have this belief that we're more intelligent than the people running these campaigns? What if what we believe, what we run on, and what we think are important, just in the internal polling, are only important to Zoomers? I'm not saying
That's
that
actually a good
boomers.
point.
I'm not saying that boomer slop Fox News is the only way to do things, but there is a possibility that we're all focused on issues that the average American just isn't, and that's why some Republican operatives may do things that we think are stupid, and they may be stupid to Zoomers, but they may not be stupid to Gen X types. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much of our beliefs on what should be done are just driven by the fact that we are terminally online Zoomers that may not be entirely in
Here's what
lockstep with the median
yeah.
American voter?
I agree. One thing I'll tell you, in the age of micro-targeting, a lot of messaging we find cringe gets these people out. Look, to us, when we see this, like, because here's the thing. I think there's a difference between micro-targeting certain groups and, like, making this the message. Because I am someone who, I think the socialism shit's retarded that the right does. I think it's stupid. But it is objectively a fact that shit riles up, like, Gen Xers and boomers.
It
So if
also riles up
we're-
certain Hispanic groups. I will say that it's
That's-
a big thing with
Yeah.
Venezuelans. It's a big thing with Cubans. I'm not saying you need to run a national campaign on,
I know, but I'm
socialism.
saying you can micro-target these groups, and
Absolutely.
that's
Probably
the
also
point we're
rile up the Zoomers because they'll say, "Oh yeah, these socialists. I'm gonna go vote for them."
That's why we micro-target. You
But the problem is, like,
micro-target Republican voters, and
the-
that gets them out to vote.
The issue though is like I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, some of the messaging stuff, like it does appeal to like boomers and stuff. I get that, but the problem is they are just ignoring young people right now. That's
They are.
the issue.
They are.
I
And
agree,
there
but-
has to be a balance. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the
But
problem
still,
is,
Rap, be honest. What chunk of the electorate in midterms is under the age of 30? Like 5 to 6%?
let me look it up.
That's fair.
It's-
Okay. Well,
Probably
I'll look
also
that
why
up.
Michael Cassidy got completely shafted because
Yeah, if that was a
they were-
young electorate, he would have killed them.
Yeah, I would say it's Mississippi is the epitome of fucking
Hey.
old white conservatives that are like, they are the type that will
Yeah.
actually like turn their nose up at like more economically centrist candidates like Cassidy.
yeah, I mean,
All
we micro-targeted the boomers in that race
Okay,
by
yeah,
calling
I
him a
looked it up.
communist.
In 2022, 12% of the electorate was under 30. 12%.
Well,
Let me look at real quick. 60% were over 50.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like that.
That's why.
and that's how next year's going to be. That's how these specials have been. Young people aren't voting. Maybe a little bit for Zohran in that case. But even then, like in the general election, a shit ton of boomers came out.
Yeah.
The thing is, in these off years, young people don't vote. They're not going to be voting. So we can sit here and complain that, oh, Trump should be, and I agree, he should be.
Okay.
But still, they're not the target demo right now.
I get that, but like, there's got to be a balance. There's got to be
For sure.
a balance because right now it's clearly not working. It's pissing a lot of people off, and a big part of the Trump coalition was doing great with these groups that no Republican did shit with before, like Hispanics, like young people, and you can't just ignore it. You can only go so long before people just say enough's enough, and that's what we're seeing right now. That's my issue. I mean, again, do the boomer stuff here and there, but you got to change even a little bit because even the polls like Rasmussen, go look those up. I mean, it's clear people just get sick of it. All right.
For sure.
President Gerben getting up for 20. You're welcome, Rap. I needed to get that off my chest. Love supporting the live feed of Pain and the daily content. Everyone keeps it real on stream. Still laughing. My last super chat last stream made Tyrone say the word. Yeah, Tyrone just
The funny.
Josh for 5. Forget Fox News. My 68-year-old dad watches Twitchy all the time. Who? What?
What?
I don't know. American
I
Nerd.
got a friend of mine who his like grandparents watch Nick Fuentes.
What?
Yes.
All right. American Nerd for 2. Micro-targeting. What is that and how does it work? Basically, just like they target individual people based on like their age, demographics.
And for the record,
it's
the
mailers
Dems have
and
been
text
doing this for
messages.
over a decade. Republicans are just coming around to it.
Yeah, so like
Um,
micro-targeting is whenever you it's door knocking with messages depending on like because they will I'm sure Luke can kind of do this more and correct me if I'm wrong. Most voters in states with like registration, obviously, they're going to give people certain talking points on door knocking. They're going to send text messages with different messaging depending on who if they're sitting an independent, they're going to talk about affordability. If
Yeah.
they're talking to boomer Republicans, they're going to talk about socialism. This is a relatively new topic for Republicans because they've just been doing the same old, we're going to fucking lower taxes for the rich and we're going to do this and that. Micro-targeting is whenever you have data, you know roughly
Mhm.
what a certain house or a certain telephone number's person, like what his politics are, and then you kind of cater around that with certain messaging.
Okay.
Like, I think Democrats have been doing that. Obviously, I think when they're targeting black voters, they're probably saying like, "Oh yeah, you like Trump, you're going to get more George Floyds."
Yeah.
because you can empower the
Oh, no,
race.
yeah, and here's the thing too. In just grassroots organizing in general, Dems have been outpacing us for years. I mean, look at the app that most Republicans use for door knocking. It's called Campaign Sidekick. Luckily, they're throwing this shit out.
It's
This was the
terrible.
only app they used. It's notoriously a joke. Like, I think they did a study. It was like 45% of the partisan like labels were complete bullshit. Like, so you'd be going up to a house and you're supposed to say if the person's Republican, you're supposed to give them a script and it would say they're Republican. Half the time you'd go up, the person who's supposed to be a Republican will have a BLM flag and a fucking Progress Pride flag on their house. I've seen that several times. Luckily, Americans for Prosperity, who I work for, we have our own like app that's way more accurate. Sometimes, you know, you get
I do know. Oh, come on.
Yeah, go on.
I was just saying, like, I do know the RNC is working on a new system right now. They're building new infrastructure. They just fucked it up for Virginia and stuff. I don't know why they didn't use it, but that's
There's a
GOP for
reason
you.
Third-party organizations do the best because they develop their own. The Republicans just use Campaign Sidekick, which sucks, and the RNC is run by fucking boomers. They don't bring like so they're just like, oh yeah, this will work. It's got basic stuff.
I will say I've never actually used Campaign Sidekick. When I've worked for Ted Cruz, when I'm doing my current campaigning, I've used Advantage. And Advantage, I think, has probably been better. I've never used Campaign Sidekick, so I can't really compare.
Yeah.
And it's usually accurate, although sometimes with Republicans, I get the occasional, like, Lincoln Project type. That just hates Republicans now, but
I was gonna say it is much harder to model voters in states like Texas where there are no voter registration. The closest thing you can get to modeling Texas voters is how they voted in a primary, because that is all public data. If you pull up a voter, if you pull up an address, you can see who all in the house are registered to vote. You can see how they voted in primaries and if they voted in elections. If they're a voter that has voted in primaries, like Democrat primaries, that's kind of how you model them. If they voted if they vote in a mix of both, you can kind of model them as a swing voter.
And you can also
the way we model them in Wisconsin is based off the primary vote and donations.
That's it's like stuff like donations.
That's an issue for Texas because obviously we don't have voter registration. There's probably a lot of Democrats that may be Republican, that may just be labeled as Republicans because they voted for Nikki Haley in the primary last year.
That's a big problem.
Well, on the other hand, there are also a lot of people you consider to be registered Democrats, particularly in in South Texas. These guys don't vote in Republican primaries outside of, I think Cameron County actually had a Republican advantage in 2024 in the primary, but most of South Texas, these people are still, they only voted for Trump as a Republican. They voted Democrat in the primary. They voted Democrat down ballot. So like the more a state has ancestral Democrats or Republicans, the harder it is to model. But donations are a big thing.
But like when I'm in like more working class neighborhoods and door knocking, you'll see a lot of people who show up as lean liberal. When you knock on their door, they're like partisan Republicans now, because that's just like the way the coalition shifts.
Let's see here. Chief Officer Henry Wilder for 5. Y'all should make a Discord server. The channel already has one. And like, no.
I have one. If you want to join it, DM me.
I think we should have one for this, just to have people.
Just make mine the unofficial one. Like everyone's in there besides Rap.
Bears is annoying, but he's screaming about how bad Republican data is. Like that guy's behind. Oh, that's a problem. Republican data sucks. These people like use data from like 1990s. I'm not even joking.
I was gonna say like
this voter voted for Bush in 2000. He's definitely Republican.
Dude, I door knocked on this dude's house like 2 weeks ago. Or no, it was a couple weeks before Thanksgiving. The bro had a fucking Bush Cheney sticker on his fucking mailbox.
Oh my god.
Dude, I have a picture of it, dude. He didn't answer the door, but it said he was a conservative, so I figure he still is.
He's a principled conservative. A compassionate conservative.
I gotta find that picture. Give me a sec.
Guys, he's a compassionate conservative. I freaking hate that term so much. Compassionate conservative. Yeah. Bush was very compassionate, everybody.
I'm gonna be honest though, as much as the hate we give to like Bush and Bush fans, 95% of the people who voted for Bush who are still around vote Trump too. Like the majority of Republican boomers love both Bush and Trump.
I was gonna say,
especially in Texas, Bush is still loved.
a lot of people kind of misconstrue county swings with voter swings, and that sounds weird to say, but hear me out. A voter, like, okay, suburban counties, these counties that have had the largest shift to the left since 2012, there was a shift, I won't deny, with suburban Republicans that went from Romney to Clinton. But a large amount of that voter swing was the fact that, one, the silent generation that was voting Republican died out,
Yeah.
or they stopped voting entirely. And two, these suburbs have doubled in population, and their white population has dropped by 30%.
I mean, you can
Um,
look in 2012, there were suburban Atlanta counties that shifted left.
and it was
Yeah.
entirely black turnout. Fucking
Mhm.
Kemp, of all people, did worse than 2020 and 2018 in southeast Georgia, not because of voter swings, but because the black population has exploded in that county. It's not an issue
Like
of
around
turnout. Yeah.
like Savannah and Brunswick and such.
Yeah. Up in those southeast counties like Clayton and stuff like that. I think it is Clayton. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Oh, that's southeast Atlanta.
I
All
meant let me look real quick. Like Newton, Rockdale, Henry, Clayton, not Clayton, less so Clayton, but more Henry, Rockdale, Newton. These counties
yeah,
have gotten significantly more black. Their population has boomed significantly. Republicans don't get less votes in the county. It's that Democrats get a lot more.
That's if Georgia goes Democrat in 2028, that's going to be why.
That's the reason. It's less so suburban shifts because Trump
Like it's-
didn't do much worse. I think he did actually better with white voters in the Georgia suburbs. Actually, no, I think he might have done a little bit worse based on the data, but still, it was basically a wash in terms of white voters in Georgia. It was just a huge amount of population growth, conservative whites moving to the exurbs, and it was like more affluent minority voters moving from inner Atlanta to outer Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's basic. I would consider Atlanta. Atlanta's kind of like Chicago South. Georgia's kind of like Illinois South in a way, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. The thing is, unlike a lot of other areas like, Los Angeles or like Houston and areas like that, black voters aren't going to shift nearly as hard, at least not for a while. Weirdly enough, the black vote will naturally shift right as the older black voters die out, because they are boomer black voters are the most Democrat demographic in this country, and it's not even close. Like more than white women under 30, like type shit. They are like 93, 94, 95% Democrat. And it's just because that's all they've ever known. That's all they've ever voted on.
Yeah.
It's these younger voters that are like 18 to 30 that are like 20% Republican.
Okay. So, anyways, folks, I do gotta get going. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you all so much for watching. Final call super chats. Yeah. So you're right about everything you guys said. I really have nothing to say because it's just basically everything I would say. So,
Fuck Tua.
yeah. Yeah, it's just the whole thing is just like these areas are changing so much. That's why you can't really compare 2000 with today. That I've always had issue with that. It's like, guys, the old people 20 years ago was not the same as today. It's just not.
What?
Yeah. It's like the young people 30 years ago. Same thing. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Trump needs a ditch Vivek. Oh, I don't know what Vivek's doing. What a dumbass. What a freaking moron.
Oh yeah, and Henry Cuellar. Oh yeah, and Trump got pardoned Henry Cuellar. So
Which is, I don't know why that was.
And didn't even get a party switch out of it. I don't understand. Like, it'd be one thing if he pardoned him, Cuellar suddenly, finds religion and becomes a diehard Republican. But apparently, he's just the same guy.
maybe he'll just vote with us more. That's probably what Trump's
My
trying to get out
guess
of
is
it, but-
my guess is he did it for two reasons. One, Cuellar is going to vote with Trump a little more, not as like a Republican, but more towards the middle. And two, it might have been done to help him out and help Republicans out in the Laredo area. Trump basically in his tweet, he kind of spun it as Trump is sticking up for persecuted Henry Cuellar by the corrupt Joe Biden administration or some shit like
I don't
that.
know if that's really gonna. I don't know if that's gonna help Republicans in Laredo because all of the white liberals, there's no white liberals. There's really no white liberals in that district anymore.
Yeah,
Like the
well,
way they drew
yeah.
it, they drew all the white suburbanites in San Antonio
That's
into
what
the
I
new
mean.
35th district. So it's actually, I think it's like 90% Hispanic now, the district.
Yeah, well, no. That's what I mean. Like in terms of like, obviously Cuellar is going to be in that seat for longer, but I think in the long run, he's kind of hoping it'll help Republicans in the Laredo area. Like obviously, him being pardoned isn't going to really hurt him with white voters because he doesn't have any white voters in his district. It's just going to solidify him. But at the same time, that guy won by like 6 points. He's not going to lose re-election, even in a slightly redder
I mean,
state.
Tano Tijerina, I think is a very strong candidate. I don't think he's going to win, but
Is he the
it'll
Webster
probably be
County
one of
judge?
Cuellar's worst performances to date, especially in the mid.
Okay, guys. Anyways, folks, I do gotta get going. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see us at.